Timoto Ego Sare Ileki Ofesa Timoto he's number one, but me get the table. Oh. Kokoro no be vodka. Keleka oh. Kotoko Kinshe Bavada Keleka.
Ooh. Should I put it on my lock? Kele. Kelek my baby. Oh.
Kokoro no be vodka. Keleka oh. Oh. Kotoko Kinshe Bavada Keleka.
All right, so I came on here, right? I just had to cleanse my space a little bit. And then, of course, my YouTube music knows me very well. It gave me the exact song I needed. The exact song I needed to transcend, to come back to my level. Okay? Shout out to Adekunle Gold. This is going to be one of those classic songs. I don't care how old I am, it will be playing in my house. Okay? This is from since 2019. Okay? So, I'm saying all that to say is that I come here with a message. All right? I'm not really sure the rules, or maybe I just put the plug of the song inside of the YouTube because it's not monetary. Okay, this is not a monetized channel. Okay, but I do have something I need to say. Right, there's a certain spirit here that literally just said Shamika Sedang and just start here. All right, so I'm not sure where this is gonna go, but I don't have to. I just need to be present here with you guys. All right, so whatever time and space that you are getting this message is for you. I hope you guys are enjoying the full moon energy, right? And all these portals that we're opening up, all right? And that we are learning from our past lessons, learning from our past experiences, and then we are going to be opening up a new playing field for us to choose better with the wisdom and knowledge that we have learned from the past. Okay, we're not repeating cycles. Okay, we're closing them out actually in the year of the 9. All right, so I wish you guys all luck, and let's get into the message. We're going to start with some spirits will use your vessel. That is where they told me to start. It literally has a star here. Start here, Shamika. Okay, some spirits will use your vessel for carnal urges, and they will bring their mates to possess as well through drugs, alcohol, spirits. Okay, and then the part of you that is human will not remember. This has to do with possession. I think this is what we're talking about today. We're talking about possession and how certain spirits will possess your body, and it's your job as the person, the conductor, okay, to choose your spirits wisely. Now, mind you, I know a lot of people don't think that they're being possessed, but you are. I know you're just because you like the possession doesn't mean that you're exempt from the actual possession. Okay, some things you're not going to remember. Some, it's because these entities, right? It could be archons, it could be angels, devils, whatever polarity that you're looking at this at. They want to be embodied. They want to be manifested in the physical. Okay, and so they enter your body through different orifices, whether it be your eyes. I'm not really sure about the nose part, unless you're into like some really kinky stuff, right? Or your ears, the things that you're listening to, your heart. I guess your lower regions, right? They're able to, your gut, right, through your mouth. They're able to be embodied through you. Okay, so if somebody is worshiping a certain spirit, certain entity, and they share certain things with you, whether it be a video or food, right, that you're allowing access through that meeting point. Okay, through that ritual of eating or ritual of watching, whatever it is that you're putting time, energy, and attention to, and allowing that entity to inhabit your body. Okay, that's what happens when you take spirits, when you drink alcohol, right? And let's say you're raising your glass and you're casting your spell of whatever it is you're about to take, or you're not. Let's say you're just drinking. You're now being inhabited by that particular spirit, and then you allow your frequency and resonance to be on that level of whatever alcohol, right? That's why the other day I was talking about this idea of that we want top shelf shadows. Okay, we're not talking about Devil Springs level of liquor. Okay, you want top shelf shadows. Okay, because the lower level shadows, they will use you and deplete you, and you will quickly learn that, right? You've ever gone out, celebrate, and decides to take a bunch of spirits, and then the next day you feel like crap, right? Because they didn't actually pour back into you. All right, I love the spirits that I personally roll with because I love satisfying those spirits because they pour back into me. They don't deplete me. Okay. Everything has a spirit. Everything has a vibration. So I choose spirits that are able to, again, provide, protect, to have that frequency of love. They're able to get to the frequency of love. Okay. This is why some people can only engage in sexual acts if they're drunk. Okay. The part of them that is craving like natural, sexual pleasure or satisfaction can only come, it's like gone. Okay, and they have now given way to a certain entity that wants to be embodied through sexual acts, and so they are used as a way to go forth and recruit more people to be possessed by that particular spirits that want to have these fragmented experiences. All right, let me give you a pause real quick. Let me get some water. Okay, so I'm sure you guys are already aware of this. I'm just putting it out here. Okay, if you have any questions or anything about that, it's not supposed to be in a state of paranoia, right? Because no matter what, you're divinely, well, again, you're making choices on which spirits you want to give energy to. Okay, most importantly, know your level, know the authority within your body. Okay, you don't have to take every spirit that's presented to you. And if a spirit is not doing you well or not pouring back into you and depleting your energy or taking more, you have every right to cast that spirit out. Okay? And the spirits that don't want to leave, those are the ones you really need to really pay attention to because they got real comfortable. Okay? And then you're probably trying to shift out of an energy and they feel entitled to your vessel, whether it be your actual vessel, right? Or your home. This is why a lot of people experience like withdrawals, sicknesses, when they're trying to change their frequency up and contract with higher level spirits. Some spirits will not touch you if you have a certain diet. Okay, this is why fasting, this is why people have this like spiritual journey. They stop eating certain foods. They stop eating food altogether because there's a spirit in everything that you eat. Okay, and a lot of us are not growing our own food anyway. Okay, so bare minimum, speak life onto your food before you eat it, right? I know that might be hard, especially if you're doing something, if you're eating, if you're already addicted, I guess, to a unhealthy diet and you're praying for this to provide some nutrients for you. I know. I saw this the other day. It was just like you're praying over food that's super unhealthy and you're expecting God to like, yeah, just make it okay. Okay. It has everything to do with what level spirits you can actually make contact with or contracts with. Okay. And some high level spirits will not touch you if you have a dirty lifestyle. Okay. If your heart's not clean. Not that it's your job to want to do contracts with them or not, but everything has levels. You just got to know your level. Okay. You just got to know your level. Okay. And then ask yourself too, what pleasure are you getting out of this experience? Right. There is a time in which I guess people were experiencing different things. You guys make contracts with certain spirits, but as you get older and you mature and the sun is getting hotter too, right? You start realizing that you cannot, some of these relationships are not sustainable. Okay. You really truly have to just commit to your best possible timeline. Okay. If you're going to commit to anything in this life, commit to being the best version of yourself. Once that is like the foundation, everything else, you start becoming a vibrational match to that. Okay. So when you're doing your meditations, let that be the foundation. May everything that I'm doing contribute to my best possible version of myself in this life. Okay. And then watch everything starts dividing. Okay. And now those splits can be peaceful, right? Some spirits know that they're holding you back, but because you've allowed them to be embodied in your vessel for so long, they're like, okay, yeah, you're right. It's time for you to ascend, right? You're passing this frequency of life. Your soul is being called for something higher. Okay, and some of them will just go, no problem. Okay, but then there is the ones who feel entitled to your vessel. Okay, you gotta watch out for those ones. Okay, they're coming from a great deal of fragmentation. Okay, and you're nobody's God, nobody's savior. Okay, you just have to exercise them out accordingly. All right. But the truth is, a lot of us are addicted to our old traumas, our own versions of ourselves. And I'm just being real with you. I had to really be like committed to this walk, okay, and watch everything fall apart. I don't want to stand in my own way anymore. I came from a frequency of really being addicted to drama, and then now as my locks are getting more mature, it's just something that naturally happens. It's a natural transition for me. Okay. Becoming more of who I actually am supposed to be in this life. Okay. And so all these things just started, like my own vibration alone was enough to shake some of the stuff, right? Just by me walking naturally. I also made a correlation between some people who have like baby locks. It's like you're in an infant state, and so you're in a state of transition, and so your old life is trying to connect to your new life, and so you're in this like weird, it's either limbo or purgatory, depending on which stage you're in, right? Because I realized some similarities with some people I've observed, as well as myself when I look back from the past. And I realized when I had my baby locks, I was really like in transition from one me to another me. Okay. And it was all happened to do in stages. Okay. And I remember one time I wrote this video for my own personal eyes where I was basically saying, how, like, am I committing to a life of peace? How boring. I made a video. I was like, in my own meditation, I made this comment. I was like, am I committing to a life of peace? How boring is that? Because I was so used to being in drama and trauma and constant anxiety and blah, blah, like I was feeding on it. One of my shadows was actually feeding off of that. You know what I'm saying? So it was very strange to see, well, can I still have fun in a state of peace? Can I still have a good time? Can I still have joy in a state of not being in drama or states of misalignment? You know what I'm saying? Is it possible to not be on an emotional roller coaster and still find it fun? You know? And the answer is yes, actually, right? If you think about when you're actually like high. People say you're high off life. Yes, that's the frequency, right? I was just making a joke just now. I was just like, I am the kaya. It's me. I am the weed. I am the thing that you take to get high. I am that. Okay, don't chop me or burn me. But the frequency is there. I am already embodying that frequency naturally, right? So you can't be at peace. Just think about like when you're high, you can be at peace and be very fun, right? You ever got high with your friends and you guys are laughing and having jokes and just naturally in tune, naturally on a high frequency together. You can do that without smoking. You can do that without drama, but you got to do that with the right people who you just feel naturally secure around, people who are not living in fear. Right? Like I said, this is a spiritual thing because it's not just your spirit. It's the people you're around, their spirits. Are they in agreement with you? Can you guys hold a frequency? You know what I'm saying? Without introducing bull crap to it. All right. Let me take a pause and take a sip. All right. Cliff notes. I know this is nothing that I'm saying is new knowledge. I'm just putting it all in one place for people to see. I know this could actually sting me. Don't touch it. Okay. People show you yourself. Find where you are a vibrational match and either feed or starve that frequency. Is this beneficial to you? Is it in alignment with whom you are becoming or keeping you chained in an old, outdated version of yourself? That is the power of transformation. Figure out where you're at. Okay, this Capricorn moon, shout out to all my Capricorns, okay? Anything in Capricorn energy, anything in Saturn energy is about to tempt you to see really what your frequency is at. And you can't lie. Okay, I know a lot of people are scared of the devil, but both the God and the devil know what's going on because the both frequencies live within you. Okay, your lower level nature, higher level nature, whatever you want to say it, this is part of like the connection of the shadow work, and you can't lie. All right, you know what tempts you. Okay, and I had to swallow on that one. Hey, you know what tempts you. Okay, and so you have to come to a truthful resonance. Once you start really displaying the truth, right, the universe is going to do what it's doing to set up the next shift, the next reality for you to see what your soul really is about. Okay, because that's why duality exists. That's why contrast exists, is to see where you're actually standing. And no, is there right and wrong? No, there isn't. Right, but one thing that is true is that you can't be misaligned. And in that misalignment, you can definitely experience what we say hell is, whatever hell is. Okay, but if you're finding enjoyment in your resonance, it will continue. That's what really comes out in your heart's desire. Okay, but sometimes we pretend that we don't like something, but yet we keep perpetuating that reality. Okay, because whatever you're experiencing is of your own heart's desire, even if it's coming from a place of trauma. Right now, if it is not, this is where we have to do shadow integration most importantly, right? For us to recognize what parts of us that we've either forfeited in order to be experiencing this reality that's out of alignment with our heart space, right? Or we're not accepting for one of ourselves. Sometimes we don't want to believe the things that we actually do like. We don't want to accept it. So if you don't like it, why is it in your reality? You have total control over this part of your life. Okay? So that's really the question you should be asking. Instead of pointing fingers, you should be asking yourself, where am I a vibrational match? And what it is that I am, like, where am I trying to go with this? Okay. Oftentimes I meet people after I sit down in my own meditation and I speak to my higher self. This is why it's very good to have alone time, very good to have these meditative talks with yourself. Okay. This is a personal thing, a personal journey. While you're sitting down there, while I was doing this, I would oftentimes think about what it is that I am sacrificing. What is it, something that I no longer want to be in resonance with, right? And then I ask my higher self to guide me out of this because it's making me murky, right? Remember, we're talking about different spirits that you contract with can literally, it tarnishes your light. It dims you. Okay? This is why you have to be highly selective of which spirits you're keeping around you. All right? And most of these spirits, they know that. They're feeding off of your light, right? This is why sometimes you get out of a relationship, all of a sudden you start glowing, right? Because the spirit on these people were dimming you. The people that you're around, whether it be friends, people who don't really, they themselves are in contracts with certain entities that are low. Okay, and it doesn't matter how much times they are cleansing their auric field or whatever, it's because they're in contractual alliance with them, right? When they enter the shadow, that's when they're giving the rest of that into that entity. Okay, stand clear of these type of people. Okay, you have to know your level. You got to know your level, and you got to move accordingly, right? Because we have our own spirits, higher level energies that we are trying to feed that actually replenish us. Okay, we don't have to be. One of the things I'll share with you guys that I sacrificed was entitlement, right? I had to do that. I had to be real with myself. Like, where is this energy of resentment coming from? Right? It's because abandonment issues oftentimes leads to an entitled mindset. Right? Whether it be you think you're doing everything right, this should thing. Nah. Right? You just need to tap into source and be patient. That's very important, as well as being alignment with in your heart space. So if something outside of you don't like, check to see where is this frequency coming from. Oh, it's me. I gotta adjust the way I'm thinking about this. I gotta change my perspective on how I'm thinking about this and integrate it into my life, so I don't no longer see this shit anymore. All right, anything that's annoying you, everything that's annoying you. If something's annoying you, you really gotta sit with yourself and be like, why am I in resonance with this? Is it me? Is it you? Who is it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Who's in your circle that's demonstrating this quality? And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes you need to be faced with this stuff for you to change it. That's what accountability is. Accountability is not sitting here in guilt, worrying about the past. It's definitely about changed behavior. That's it. Okay? Yes, I'm holding myself accountable, right? Yeah. Make sure that you're serving spirits that are actually pouring into you, not depleting you. All right? Because trust me, the other spirits who actually are pouring into you, they would exit stage left if you keep hanging around certain entities, if you're making a choice to. All right? But that's your business. You know, like I said, people get too murky. We can't see you. We just can't see you. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the time travelers. Anything else? Let me take a break and take a sip.
Advice. Slow your roll, boy. You like me, baby.
All right. So guys, in Cap season, like we're talking about Capricorn energy, right? The Satan, the tempter, the devil, right? People cast all these names for, it's really just a reflection of what's already in your heart. If something is tempting to you, that is on you to learn what lesson that is. Okay, it's not even a lesson, it's not even a bad thing. It's not a negative or bad thing. It's an accountability thing. Okay, your shadow wants to experience heaven just as much as you do. It's not about shaming your pleasures. Okay, like I said, I know there was this old video of me when I called myself the devil, which I messed up because I called myself temptation. I'm not a Capricorn. All right, I'm not. I love the energy. I respect the energy of Cap. Okay, you hear me, Capricorns? All right. But at the same time, right, it's not something to demonize, right? Caps get the scapegoat because it's what the desires in your heart is what gets manifested, and they have the scapegoat because, and that's why they're represented as a goat, like the devil, is because people like to cast the devil. It's the devil made me do it. It was the desires of your heart that made you do it, right? Because that is the power of man. Okay, but you have to externalize all these things like God and the devil in order for you to feel not the, I guess, the guilt of the things that you're manifesting in your reality. All right, this is why meditation, self-reflection, right? My creator has told me this one way that you can tell whether or not you're pleased with yourself is if you can look yourself in the eye. When you go into the mirror, look in your eye. Okay, and if you can stare at yourself, okay, you know that you're doing something right. You're feeding the correct spirits. Okay, you can trust yourself. Okay, you're secure within yourself. Right, this comes with your dark side, your shadow side, or your light side. It doesn't really matter. That's why it's not about this kind of saint or sinner kind of situation. All right, I just literally watched Jackie, whoever her name is, go to a bunch of kids and told them that they were born in sin and they deserve to be dead. I'm paraphrasing, but it was just the frequency of that. I just can't. All right, this religious people, I can't. Okay, you guys are under a certain level of possession that I just can't. I don't know if you guys are serious or not. Okay, it's not about being a saint or sinner. It's about taking accountability for your life and realizing that you're a child of God. And with the power of being a child of God, that means that you're showing your reality. And until you take accountability for your heart's desire, you're going to be always giving that power away externally, okay, as the scapegoat. And in a way, you're actually serving. I'm not even going to try to get into all that. But I'm saying is that when you're a child of God, you move like a child of God, period. All right? It's not about demonization or demonizing anyone else. You're giving that power away every time you say demon, demon this, demon that. All right? Yes, demons exist. Demons do exist. All right? Ask yourself why they are surrounding you. What is it that you're doing that you're inviting these demons into your house, your home? Okay? Lower level spirits. Once you start doing that, you can't really blame the devil no more. The devil just gives you space and opportunity. All right? That's all. Space, opportunity to see what your heart desire is. All right? Blaming the devil for all the hearts of man. It's in the hearts of man. All right? These fragmented hearts. that want to experience this. I only have one life. I need to experience. You contracted a certain spirit, and you allow that spirit to live in your vessel, and it's causing you. Both you guys are agreeing to do all this stuff together. You know, whether it be adultery, whether it be all this stuff. This was a desire in your heart. Okay, that's why in tarot, the devil card is oftentimes represented as temptation. What is tempting you? Give into your temptation. It seems like they're saying give into your temptation. But when your heart is at a certain frequency and you really are trying to be something, you get helped in overcoming those temptations. It's not even really that hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, being tempted is kind of fun sometimes because it shows you where you really are resonating at. Like, are you going to allow this? Are you not going to allow this? Is your heart strong? You know what I'm saying? What is the problem? It helps you prove that you are on your perfect level, on your actual level. You deserve to be there because you overcame temptation. You are able to have a seat here because you are over these lower, you have established dominion over your lower level selves. There was an old video, I always reference it, where I was just like, I don't want to F man, I want to F God, right? I said that and I didn't know what I was saying at the time because I was time traveling, but now I understand what I'm saying. We want people who are able to rise above their lower level natures of man and move with intention, have conscious decisions, right? This is why you can't blame the devil on your desires. These are my desires. Do you see what I'm saying? You can't shame me about it. You know what I'm saying? For what? You know? Yeah, it's a different frequency. It's a different breed of people who have this kind of energy. All right? It is, yeah, but we're all out here doing God's work. Okay, and it's so weird because as you walk around, you see people who want to be overcome by temptation. They're like, yes, use me for whatever. It's weird. It's weird. I think there was an episode of True Blood like this, like with the vampires, where people are just like, I want to be a vampire, suck my blood. It's like people, they just really want to submit to something that is confident in who they are. Okay, and it's just these carnal people. It's like, anyway, let me stop. I heard of some song I heard today where this rapper, he was basically saying, I'm not going to demonize you, but he's praying for his soul. I can't remember the song right now. But I was listening to the song and I was just like listening to the rap. I think it was like an Afrobeat song. And he was basically praying. He's like, save my soul. These people, these girls, they want me to demonize them, but I am not going to demonize them because that's what's in their hearts. They want to be demons. They want to be in these lower levels of sacral thing that they're just contracting with lower level spirits. Okay. Keep your heart clean as possible. I don't care where you are in Babylon, where you are in these archons that's trying to feed off your light. Okay, I know sometimes we put ourselves in situations to help support our family. Okay, and sometimes it puts our souls in compromising situations. But honestly, if you're true to yourself and you keep your meditation right and you keep good people around you, you will stand solid against the bullshit of the world, of these kind of lower level entities. All right, they will not be able to gain entry. So please keep up your high vibrational foods. Make sure you are hydrated. All right. This energy, this sacral energy that we be holding on to, this power of creation, don't waste it on nonsense. Okay. All right. Mind you, they know what subconscious programming that's out here in the world. They know what they've been feeding to you. They know the heart's desires. So this is Capricorn energy. They knows what you've been watching. Okay. If you're watching pornos, they know what you're watching. So they know what you like. They know what to present you with in order to show your temptation. And this comes with your own mind. If you can, escape in your own imagination, not your spank bank of old past videos, but try to think of another scenario for you to get that sacral energy, that horniness out. Okay? This way, it doesn't have control over you. That's my whole thing. I don't like temptation having control over me. All right? True Scorpio nature. What is this? I do what I want to do, not because you're trying to manipulate me to do it. I don't like that. You understand what I'm saying? If it's not pleasurable to me, I don't want this. What is all of this? It's either we are meeting at a playing field where we are creating together peacefully and we pour into each other, or nothing. You understand me? There's not enough temptation in the world. But then again, I'm a woman, so I don't know. Like I said, I don't. That's why I think that message was: I don't want to F men. I want to F gods, creators, people who understand the power that they have. Right? Basic things, basic fundamental things: confidence, loyalty. Okay, your word means something, and then we can play. Right? Within the boundaries, the security. This is not rocket science. I don't want no low-level entities. We want whole. We don't want fragmentations of man, right? We want holistic beings, people who have their shadow and their light as one. Okay? And then we play. We set up vibrational matches. Are we a vibrational match? We'll see. You see what I'm saying? But the heart space is a must for me. If you can't reach your heart space, if we cannot connect and love, then there's nothing. More vibrational match. Okay? If you're going to commit to anything, commit to being a best version of yourself, inhabiting certain spirits, and acknowledging strengths and weaknesses. Some spirits will not visit unclean houses, your physical house and temple. That's right. Keep your vessel clean. All right. There's some spirits that just will not. They will not touch you if you're unclean. And that uncleanness could look like anything. It could look like you're hanging around with a certain spirit. It could look like you are entertaining addiction frequency. It could look like you are just not, you eat meat. That's one of them. Some of them do not, they'll be okay with like fish, maybe sometimes chicken, okay? It just depends. It depends on the frequency that we're channeling, but definitely not pork, okay? That's real low. You know, they say that cast certain spirits that cast into swine or whatever. Not well versed in the Bible, but it's the idea. Whatever you're putting in your temple, how clean is it? Okay? So this is why we fast. This is why we want to be in resonance with higher entities, because those are the ones who actually have the real power, and they have the highest perspective of life. They're not in it. They're not in the bull crap. They're not in the mud. Okay? They're clean. All right? You're embodying these spirits of God. All right? You guys get it? Free and abundance. I think that's it, guys. Yeah, we're at 32 minutes. Should I do a reading? Okay, I hope you guys are overcoming all of these states. I hope you guys are trusting the process and having autonomy, not moving in guilt, but actually showing initiative to actually change your reality, change your life. Okay, and not moving in a state of confusion. All right, knowing your identity, knowing who you are. Wow. All right. You guys may be presented a couple different choices at this time. Thank you, God, creator of all things, known and unknown. Please guide my best to live this message on the highest possible frequency for divine alignment for all those involved. Divine wisdom, power, and glory. I honor all those who have come before me. You're divinely protected and respected from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. From the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. All right, so we got the Justice card. I need to see if that's in reverse. Okay, hate and vengeance cannot live here. Forgiveness is liberation. Your judgment of the lives of others is a reflection of you. Okay, and why you chose a different reality to include the mature and immature of your immaturity of your shadow. To include the maturity and the immaturity of your shadow. Remember earlier I was talking about this? We want top level shadows. All right, we don't want the devil springs energy. And then for those who don't know, that's a lower level liquor When I was growing up in New York, that was like the big thing for like the cheap liquor for the I'm gonna say YNs to drink. Okay, that one will get you messed up. I remember those days. Not saying that I participated. No comment. Okay, but yes, you want to make sure that your shadow is actually maturing. All right. So we got the Two of Cups and we got the Justice card, the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom. Sir, yes, sir, Bob. I'm gonna need my pendulum. Thank you for the guidance from above. All right. So the Justice card is in the upright. We do appreciate that. So we're getting a divine balance between the Two of Cups, the Queen of Wheels. It's giving me the AG Baby song. It says, love is not enough, baby. Come to me, Molo. Come to me, Molo. I love me or you hate me, baby. Don't mess with me, Molo. I remember, I'm sure I'm singing the wrong Yoruba song words, okay? But when I think I did the translate, it was basically saying, love is not enough. You want to come here wealthy. That's what I just heard. Okay, so the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles is here, sitting pretty, a big fat pentacle, a big fat wealth. Okay, she is grounded by the earth. Her wealth is from the land that she sets her foot on. Okay, we also have the Two of Cups here showing a divine union, masculine and feminine. All right, one that brings forth security, flowing of waters. All right, cherry blossom could be important. I also have the King of Swords here, which is indicating to me that you're being protected in the mind. We also have the Justice card. This King of Swords energy is very logical. It is secure. All right, it's been through the battlefield of mental turmoil and came up victorious. Okay, it's the highest of the suit. Okay, I am also getting that there is justice. There's justice. There's something. When I see justice, I usually see the light as well as the shadow. Okay, it's the balancing of these two things. Okay, it's Libra energy. Okay, so Libra energy is on the board. We got some Taurus energy on the board. I believe this is Cancer energy on the board. Let's read what the cards have to say. Okay. There's this energy of confidence. I'm also getting this mastery of feeling inadequate. Okay. Mastery versus feeling inadequate, especially when it comes to matters of the mind. Okay. And matters of the heart. Yes. Okay. So your heart frequency also dictates what's going on with your finances, just so you guys know. Okay. So they want me to start with the Two of Cups. I will start reading through there. Love is not enough, baby. Okay, Two of Cups is union. This card indicates favorable conditions for cooperation, openness, sincere desire for friendship and love, mutual respect and understanding, assistance and support, emotional balance, ability to find compromises, common interests, shared tenderness and affection, strong feelings of attraction. In the upright, we're talking about love, friendship, and hospitality. All right, let's go to the Justice card, number 11. Ain't nothing but balance in this card, isn't it? All right, so we've got Justice. So trial. Blessed is the man who did not rebel against the truth and did not sin and did not betray. He does not know painful remorse. He is not afraid of exposure. He lives in a peace with himself. He will not be shaken by someone else's penetrating gaze, and he will not be afraid of righteous judgment. Listen to the voice of your conscience. Do you keep dark and shameful secrets? Will you withstand the trial? Stand before justice. Here is a shining sword in the hands of the judge, a sign law strict and just. She punishes criminals and protects the weak. The hot iron ore is a test of God's judgment. If you are noble and pure, the sword will not touch you, and the iron will not burn your hands. Ooh. If you forgot about honor, loyalty, mercy, then you will pay your debt in full. This card reminds us that the world must remain in equilibrium, divine balance, upright honesty, integrity, respect, personal responsibility, law, expert opinion, karma, mutual honesty, and logic. All right, so there's a story here, but I'm not going to read too much into it. I'm just going to give you guys what it is so we can continue. Let me look up this thing, and also let me save this just for... All right, so then we have the King of Swords, Control. This card depicts someone who occupies a high position in society, striving for dominance, calmness, non-emotionality, impartiality, coolness in any situation, severity, straightforwardness, ability to give the right answers, to lead, educate, high level of professional skills, initiative, leadership, and qualities. In the upright, it's rationality, ethical, and prudence. Okay, so this King of Swords energy is meeting this Queen of Wheels energy in the Two of Swords, and it's because of divine balance. Okay, you guys are representing each other perfectly in light and shadow. Okay, it's actually a quite beautiful story. Women need to be what women are, and men need to be where they are, also standing in their masculine energy. No. What is it? Something I was just about to say. So this is kind of mimicking this energy of your shadow and your light, right? Taking accountability, no impartiality, right? We have the swords of justice, and then the King of Swords, this kind of energy. Yes, sirree, Bob. We out here. All right. So I'm just looking for the wheels real quick. Okay. Queen of Wheels, practicality. A favorable card promising a permanent job, a reliable source of income, peace in the family, and positive economic matters. It symbolizes well-established order in the home, common sense in decision making, and the pursuit of material values. Also, the desire to provide assistance and support, ability to plan and rely on oneself. Upright organization, responsibility, and common sense. So these two entities are coming together. If this is describing you and your mate, all right, this is for you. You guys are balancing each other out quite perfectly. Love frequency, freedom of burdens, trust in your breath. Okay. You guys are operating from your heart space. And because of that, right, and everyone's learned their lessons, I guess, justifiably. You've avoided conflict, I guess. That's what it really is. And the wheels of fortune is here. Right. So I am trying to figure out if this is in the upright or not, right? It just flipped into this. I'm looking at both of them, but something is telling me that you're about to gain the fruits. I think you're on the up part of the karma part. This is why justice is here. But again, there was a Capricorn moon here, so that is what that energy is, karma, right? And so in the wheel, where they're showing me that it's going to be in the upright. So you're in the upright, okay? So if these words that I just described for this masculine, feminine fits you, this is you've won the wheel. Okay, you've won the wheel. Divine union is here. That's what the reward was. Okay, wholeness. Congratulations on connecting your light and your shadow. Okay, this is what all this work was about. It's all about divine union. All of it. All of it's about divine union. All right, we can't escape it. So congratulations on that. Shadow definitely wants to integrate. Okay. It wants to integrate just as much as you want to reach heaven. So does your shadow. Okay. Integrate it. Don't demonize it. And trust the process. Okay. Yes. Big yes on all of that. Okay. No hate, no vengeance. I don't know if someone needed me to say that. No hate, no vengeance. Just allow the divine union to flow. All right. And they're showing me the Cancer card. The Chariot, which is also a Cancer card. Okay. Coming out of this energy of overthinking. All right. I hope this was helpful for your shadow read for the full moon and Cap. We're still in this kind of energy. I know you guys have already done the thing. Okay, if you guys, it's already in motion. All right, just have a little patience. Have a little patience. Don't fight the process. Don't backslide. Okay, you're doing great. You're doing great. No remorse for spilled milk. All right, the Wheel of Fortune. I'm just going to read it, then I'm going to be gone because I think it's keep coming up. the 10 symbol of completion. I'm getting tired. Eternal movement. Happiness and misfortune are the two sides of human life. We know who knows what will befall each man. Will he be rich or poor, healthy or sick, beloved or reviled? Fate may generously give one person a garden full of golden apples, while another person has only thistles and stone under her feet. But the luck is fickle and capricious. Wealth can melt away like snow in the spring sun. In the field, outgrown with weed, a garden could bloom forth. This lesson of this card are everything passes, joy and sorrow are not eternal. The sun disappears beneath the horizon today. Tomorrow it will be reborn with a new dawn. Life is eternal, movement from darkness to light. From darkness to light, that's important. Progress, luck, fortune, success, cycles, winning, courage, cheerfulness, new opportunities, and natural relocation. So in the beginning, operate in a state of emotional maturity. I just got that. Okay. In this reading so far, I did see it come out before. It was like in the reverse, and then it came up again in the upright. Okay. So that's just how fickle life can be. This is why we need to offer forgiveness, offer all that stuff. Just make sure you're not demonizing yourself, demonizing others. Remember, any choice that you make, it's you're that making the choice. Okay, that's that justice card of not being ashamed of any choices that you make. It is your choice to be made. Thank you, all my elders. Thank you, all my teachers who have brought me to this point. I now appreciate all my life lessons. I understand why I had to experience certain things in order to gain certain lessons. And so I appreciate that. To all the Cap energy. Yeah, I'm getting tired. I don't know if you guys can tell. So yes, I'm very grateful for that. And it's only now that I'm at the end of my own little personal cycle that I see everybody tagging me, and I feel the energy of all my big bros, those who have ascended prior to. And I am grateful for that. Okay. Thank you for not being too hard on me and allowing space for me to actually divinely grow. Okay. That's just a little plug for anybody out there. But back to the reading. You guys are on the up and up right now. They keep saying it's nice. If you're watching this right now, you've made correct decisions. Okay. You didn't live in a state of hate. You actually offered forgiveness, which was very liberating to you, off the wheel of karma. Okay. Now, because of that, you are going to be blessed with a divine union. Remember to be patient and remember all the things that you have already learned. Incorporate your shadow and incorporate your light. Big theme here. Okay. I wish you guys the best of luck. Have a good evening.